Is Dave Roberts with us?
He is.
Okay. Dave, can you hear me?
I can. How you doing, Dan?
I'm good. Let me give the full intro here. The L.A. Dodgers manager, Dave Roberts. Oh, he took off the hat, looking good there.
Yeah, you know what? The hair's trying to come through a little bit. Yeah.
Have you had it long before?
I have. Back in high school, I was known by many as sort of El DeBarge. So the long hair, the fuzzy mustache, and then the hair coming out of the back of the helmet. Joe Montana was my favorite player. So as a former quarterback, I wanted the hair. So it was just a bad look.
I always wanted Fred Biletnikoff hair, the Raiders wide receiver, because he I don't think he had much on top, but it came out of the back of his helmet, and I was like, yeah,
that's right. That's why I sort of went Joe Montana. You know, it just it looked cool. The curls coming out of the back of the helmet.
Have you met Montana?
I have not. I had a chance to meet Jerry Rice and Steve Young I think it was last year up in San Francisco, but I'd never had a chance to meet the great Joe Montana.
Help me understand how you get your team together to get them acclimated with the new rules and pitching, hitting, shifts, all of the size of the bases. Do you have a seminar, a PowerPoint with your team?
I think what we've done is we have a morning meeting every day in spring training, and pretty much every day, every other day, we have Bob Guerin kind of talks about the rules, and we get feedback, we get dialogue with our players. And I really like that, as football players, they get in like that classroom setting. And so I think that, so we have video, some PowerPoint, and just kind of really trying to belabor the rules, the points, and how we can adjust, because it is an adjustment. The pitch clock for hitters, they seem a little sped up, understanding how pitchers can use it to their advantage. The bases, the non-shifting, and all that stuff, the little intricacies of the rules that I think the more we talk about it and players talk about it, it only kind of cements more and lands better.
Well, it feels like the pitchers might have a little bit more of an advantage because they can control the at-bat far more than the hitter can. It used to be the hitter could step out, adjust, all of that, pitcher's waiting. Now it feels like the pitcher has a little bit more control. Do you agree?
The pitcher does, and the pitcher does have more control. It's going to be a tougher adjustment for the hitter. And I think Max Scherzer a couple days ago, guys were talking about how he had the baseball ready to go. And then once you get ready to go, and then whether out of the full wind up the stretch, you can hold the ball. And so as a pitcher, that's an advantage. Hitters hate pitchers holding the baseball, messing up their timing. And pitchers like hitters like rhythm. And so most guys don't practice the holding of the baseball to then deliver a pitch. So those are things that if you can kind of tighten stuff like that up and get familiar with it, it could really be advantageous to the pitcher.
What can you take advantage of as a manager this year with these new rules?
I think, honestly, I can take advantage of more time with my family, more time to drink wine because shorter games. But with respect to the game of baseball, I think it's just more of the low-hanging fruit is just educating our players, because I think that the more you get familiar and talk about it, it becomes commonplace. So I don't think there's one thing that we can sort of game. You just got to be really you got to just prepare your players much. So I don't think there's anything, that we can sort of game.
It was a little over a year ago when we had you on. It was March 24th, and you made your prediction. Here is how it sounded with the Dodger manager, Dave Roberts. The Dodgers will win the World Series if
we play a full season and there is a postseason.
Wait.
We are winning the World Series in 2022.
So,
but I know where you're going with that.
No,
we're winning the World Series this year. Put it on.
Okay. Put it on record.
And you know what? And that's fair. But what you did do is you did cut up my caveat of having if our starting pitching stays healthy. So I understand what you just did there. So
I can play. I'm on the pitch clock right now. I wanted to. So
hey, it's media. I get it, Dan. I'm not going to say we're going to win the World Series in 2023. I still believe that. I really do. And I don't think there's a manager that has a really competitive team that doesn't feel that way. Our guys feel that way.
Yeah,
so
but I didn't have a problem. I would hope that
I
you
didn't
would.
Either.
Everybody else did. Oh yeah, you guaranteed a World Series, and I'm like, if I'm managing the Dodgers, yeah, we're going to win the World Series, and we should have that mindset starting now. And I don't have a problem if you said, I don't think we're going to win the World Series. You know, that's news saying that that we're going to win. Yes, I want that from my manager.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the people that know and that have understand the sentiment behind that. So we had a heck of a year, but we didn't finish.
Did you get in trouble? Did you get yelled at for that guarantee by anybody?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I'd like to think my days of getting yelled at are over. So no, I did not.
You'll win the World Series this year if
we play good baseball throughout October. How about that?
That's not as scalding of a hot take as I would like, but okay. Just trying to.
I'm sorry to disappoint.
Why didn't you think about me, Dave? Why didn't you think about me on this show that we could get some publicity?
Yeah, you've done very well for yourself, my friend. And so I did my part last spring. I'm gonna leave it up to another major league manager. How about that?
Do you yell at players?
No, I don't. I think I've just learned, I guess, as a former player that, a lot of times when a manager, a head coach is yelling at a player, I think a little bit they get more satisfaction and than trying to get the message to land with the player. And so I think for me, I've always tried to make it about the player. So we have some tough conversations, but I do it kind of behind the scenes. I just never wanted to be embarrassed, and I don't think that anyone ever wants to be embarrassed.
I'm always amazed when I watch a basketball coach who is preaching discipline, but then gets mad and gets animated and starts yelling. I'm thinking, I know with my kids, if I would yell at them or if I would talk to them in a certain voice, the certain voice got through to them. When you start to yell, it's like they tune you out, or you give them a look, and it's like, no. That's not good. Let's talk about this. They're like, oh boy, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. And I think with obviously with basketball and football and baseball, the culture is different, and we're playing 162 games, and it's a different pace. Granted, this year the pace of play is going to be a lot quicker, but I'm with you, Dan. It's like the yelling, you start to become it starts to land on deaf ears, and so I think for me, a look and how we go about things, that's something I'm more critical of. And, you got to find a way to make players want to play the right way and put forth the right amount of effort.
It's great to talk to you. And, we were at Giants Stadium in Scottsdale for the Super Bowl. And just letting you know, it was the convenience of it. We had a nice setup there, and they gave us the entire stadium. So I did feel like I was cheating on you a little bit. But I will say that, they had T-shirts already made up that had to do with hating the Dodgers in spring training.
I appreciate the honesty. I'm still trying to get past that SC banner behind you. So I'm just trying to I'm still trying to come to grips with that. So I appreciate it.
Wait, I put two kids through school. I deserve something from USC. And I didn't get any discount. It was like full boat I had to pay for these two.
That's fair. So I'm gonna brag about my daughter who's at Stanford, and I got a son at Loyola Marymount. So I'm almost out of the woods with one, and so I'm gonna be enjoying life once my daughter gets out of school.
Yeah, what's Stanford set you back?
I'm gonna say I think my wife does all the billing. I think it's $70K. I think that's the low number, probably, right?
You better win the World Series, Dave.
Don't try to circle back on that.
Guaranteed, sort of, they're going to win the World Series. Great to talk to you. Thanks for joining
All right,
us.
Dan, take care, man.
That's Dave Roberts, Dodgers manager. Take a break. Back after this.